Thank you for returning viewers. Here we are back at Pause for the News, and I'm here with Nancy and Colin, and they're the Thistledown Pet Cemetery Memorial. Okay. Yeah. And Nancy, tell me a little bit about what you and Colin have done here.
We are so excited about this. There is such a need. We found the need 14, 15 years ago. Decided to buy this property, looked for the right spot, built this, and just started. We were a bit ahead of our time. It was before people really could understand and sort of wanted that concept. Well, they wanted it and they needed it, but they didn't realize it. So anyway, we built this because we had lost a dog and really felt alone, and we just really grieved, and he was such a part of our lives. First dog that Colin and I had lost on our own, and we needed to memorialize them. They are such a part of our lives. They wiggle into our hearts in such a short time.
They do.
And they just never question. They're always there. They're always forgiving. They're that unconditional love. So when they pass after 12 years, how can I just leave you and say, it's done, it's gone? We couldn't. We've offered this service. We're full service now. We have our own crematorium, which is a state-of-the-art crematorium. So when your pet comes in and your pet is brought to Thistledown, or we pick your pet up, it is handled with dignity and respect every minute of the time, every step of the way.
Well, that's refreshing to know.
We light a candle when we cremate them. We can say a prayer if that's meaningful for the family. We do memorial services here. We do funeral services. We're starting to call it our all faiths room, because this is a room when people come in, or we pick up a pet, we go in here. If you want me to show you, it's a little private room. It has a door on it. The pet is not put on the floor, the pet is placed up here. It's nice and cushy. It's a place where people can say some last goodbyes. We often do memorial service in here if it's just like a one person or a couple or 2 or 3 people. It's very small. We have a Christian cross. A lot of our clients are Buddhists. Whatever, Colin and I feel that our role is to help the family find out what is going to help them heal. What might be good for you would be totally different for me, might be different for Colin. So our role is not to tell them. I don't think there's a right or wrong, but it's so personal. And when they do something that helps them heal and honors their pet, it may be something as small as, we often suggest, write a note to your pet. And we'll tuck it into by their heart when we cremate them.
Oh, that's
just
sad.
Something like that is so healing. You won't believe the people that have said, I would never thought of it. Thank you.
I don't think a lot of people really step back and just look at what the impact is on the family. And how do you move through that? With a lot of families where they have children, it may be the first experience of death that those children have had. With a lot of families where it is the first experience that the children may have had with death, if they are taught how to handle that effectively, and I won't say properly, but effectively, initially, it's something that they'll carry on through the rest of their life.
They're great tools, yeah. Learning?
Take us a little bit more on a tour here, Nancy and Colin.
Great.
And show us, as we were passing through the doorway,
yes.
My attention was drawn to the wall here. Explain to me what we've got here.
Okay, we have 4 walls open. This is called a columbarium. Actually, when we first started this, we thought it was a mausoleum, but it's not. A mausoleum is a place where they put bodies in the walls.
Okay.
Columbarium is a place where they put urns, both with humans and pets. So each of these niches are family niches. This is Brigadier, the police horse that was killed a few years ago.
I see.
In Scarborough. It was 8 years old. It was a deliberate act, and there was a big memorial service at the Rico Center. And then 2 years later, after he sat at the RCMP, or the mounted unit, they asked if Brigadier could rest here for his permanent resting place. So we were really honored. So this shows you that a lot of people aren't comfortable with the urn at home. A lot of people are comfortable with the urn at home. There's so many options. Some people scatter the ashes, some people bury the ashes at the cottage. But some people that aren't comfortable with the urn at home and again need to memorialize their pet, like to put their pet's urn in a columbarium. And as you see, they can divide it up into any of these families. This family took the whole 4 spots for Kiwi. This one divided it into 3. This one will be 2. And then the 4s again. So however they want. The standard cremation urns that come from the big crematoriums, are quite simple, and some people want something a little bit more decorative. So what we have is, this is, a lot of people want metal, so solid brass, even jewelry to have a little bit of ash around their neck. These are wonderful laminate boxes that we can put the photo of their pet on the top. Beautiful bird's eye maple with burled tops for the little pouches. A lot of hardwood. Our ashes come, what we do when we do a cremation, we process the ashes after the cremation. Then we process them the same way they do with humans. Put the ashes in a plastic bag, tie it with a satin ribbon, then we put ours in little white satin pouches. So this would be possibly like a kitty cat or a very small dog this size. Then we take a little gold heart, have it engraved with the pet's name and loved forever on the back. And that's how we present them. Now some clients are happy without an urn. They just tuck that little pouch in their bedside table or put it in a special spot, and they're happy with that. But if they want an urn, then this little pouch would go in whatever urn. We're just constantly adding new services. We do Legacies of Love workshops. They're one-day workshops. It's a full day. And I have a partner who, she's wonderful with dealing with people with pet loss. And the two of us do a full day workshop.
And so for people to find out more and find out about these workshops, where do they go? Where do the viewers check them?
Actually,
do you have a website?
We do. It's www.thistledown.info.
Thistledown.info. What else can you share to the viewers on what you've got to offer?
Our hearts are here. This is what we want to do. We have found our spot in this world and in this life. We get so much satisfaction. So many clients say, how can you do this every day? Doesn't it hurt? Isn't it hard to do? Yeah, it does. I feel for every client. I will tell, and Colin will tell people on the phone, this is what we have to offer, but if this is not for you, you're not alone. Let me help you find another service that will meet your needs better than this. That is our main goal.
We also provide seminars for vet clinics. And once a year, Durham College, their vet technician course, all their students come up here. And it gives them a chance to appreciate just what happens when people are preparing to lose a pet and having lost a pet. And it also gives them a chance to see what's involved in the cremation of a pet.
This is the actual crematorium. It was made in Florida and craned up here. It is actually a pet crematorium. It's made by Matthews. They make the human crematoriums, but they also have a line of pets. So this is very small. It's half the depth of a human crematorium.
It'll handle a pet up to about 300 pounds.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if this seems creepy or not, but because I've never seen it, and I think our viewers...
Oh, I'm curious too, yeah.
Actually, just before we open, there are 4 pets in right now that have been cremated.
They've been cremated.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What happened during the cremation, 2 of the pets I didn't touch at all. 2 of them, to make sure that the cremation was done as effectively as possible, toward the end of the cremation, I did disturb the ashes a bit. So with one of them for sure, you'll be able to see the pet's vertebrae and just the way the pet was lying when it was placed in. The second one's a hamster, so you'll be able to see the amount of ash from a hamster. But the other 2, the ashes have been mounded a little bit.
Okay.
So we can open it up.
So this is at the point of retrieval.
Here,
You want to come on? Okay. Hold this. That's 2 safeties. So in the back you can see
the pet in the back left wasn't disturbed at all during the cremation.
And what was that, Colin?
It was a cat.
That was a very large cat. It was a big
Actually,
boy.
there were 3 cats and a hamster. Okay, the one at the front in the middle was a cat, but toward the end of the cremation, I did move the ashes a bit. The little hamster's just over here at the front.
Here? This is the little hamster.
And it's another cat toward the back. But you can see we keep them well separated, and we find that just people knowing how well separated they are helps give them peace of mind.
The other thing too, when you look at the back too, especially the back left one, you can see that pet has not moved at all. There has been no breeze or wind. When the door is shut and the process is happening, there's no air movement in there. That's why each pet will stay in its own spot. And that back left one really shows that clearly, and the back right one with the legs. Again, when Colin retrieves, he retrieves absolutely. He will probably retrieve the little hamster first. He will pull it with a metal puller. He will brush it with a metal brush and then brush it with a bristle brush. So he gets absolutely every bit. Then that will go over in another area in a pan. Then he will completely do this one. The tag goes with it, goes over there. Through the whole process, the tag never leaves the pet. It is monitored at what position the pet is in the crematorium. There are so many cross-references. A pet never gets mixed up. And you say, well, you're human, it could happen. We make sure it doesn't happen. We can't have it happen. We won't let it happen. We take the time, we monitor before we do the next step. We always document what we've done. So Colin knows exactly, it's monitored who is in this position, who is in that position. So, and again, as I was saying earlier, Carl, about the white bones, this cremation probably could have been stopped earlier. There would have been a little bit of gray, a little bit of more black in the bones. But for a really good cremation, you get the bones as white as you can. And that's what they do with people as well. That's what they do with humans. And those bones are really nice. After they're retrieved from here, they go over to, this is the processor. And each pack will come out in a stainless steel pan individually with its tag. They go in here and we sort through here. We take out any fire brick, any little pieces of fire brick, any little pieces of metal. If a dog had a tag or has had surgery with the screws and pins, we save those for the client. We put them in a little separate bag and put them in. Then they're processed. This is exactly like a human processor, only it's a little different blade. And then it becomes like a very soft, very fine powder. And then we place them in the ashes in the plastic bag, and then into the urn or into the white satin bag if that's what they want. So it's quite a process, but again, each step of the way is tracked.
Well, I definitely learned something here today, and it's very educational.
It is, isn't it?
Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Nancy. On behalf of the Thistledown Pet Memorial, and if you need further information, please don't hesitate to visit their website. And the phone number, Nancy?
It's 905-852-5648.
Okay, so an area code of 905-852-5648 if you'd like to speak with Colin or Nancy personally. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.